losses this season, guys. They're just really looking to compete on the offense today.
All right, find a heater, Carly. Thank you very much. And if Oklahoma is going to take one of the weekend series, they're going to put their hopes, at least to begin this game, Rich, on Malachi Witherspoon's right arm.
Yeah, Malachi's been good this year. You know, he's got good numbers. He's got a 5.74 ERA and 33 strikeouts and 16 walks. But we're going to need him to eat up a lot of innings today if we're going to win.
2-2 on the year for Witherspoon. There you see the 33 strikeouts, 16 walks. Last weekend against Alabama, 5 innings, allowed 5 earned runs, struck out 6 and walked 1. This, of course, is Kyson's twin brother. Kyson started the opener here on Thursday. Man, we are ready for baseball here on a frigid Saturday afternoon in Norman. Temperature in the low 40s, wind chill in the low 30s, and that wind is blowing straight in at about 25, gusting to over 40 miles an hour. It is a hold on to your hat day. Derek Curiel leading off for the Tigers. And the first pitch of this one is a fastball strike. Here's Jay Johnson's lineup today. Curiel, Big Jared Jones with his 47 runs batted in. Dickinson, Pearson homered twice in game 2. Milam, Brown, Hernandez, Reeves, and the red-hot Chris Stanfield. And strike 2 called to Curiel. 400 batting average on the year for the left fielder, the freshman, riding a 12-game hit streak. He has doubled in each of the games of this series. And the 0-2, he fouls it back to stay alive. Preseason SEC Freshman of the Year, Derek Curiel. Witherspoon set. And another 0-2. And again pulled foul. There you see the top 10 prospect out of California. He's 2 for 9 in the series, but a tremendous table setter for this 29-win LSU team, seeking win number 30 in game 33 today.
Yeah, he can really hit as a freshman. You know, obviously hitting 400, but him and Jones back-to-back at the top of this lineup is lethal.
Balls and 2 strikes, 95 on that fastball from Malachi Witherspoon. Get a little wind at your back if you're on the mound today, Rich.
Yeah.
Hey, get a couple
maybe
extra
get a couple,
MPH.
yeah, get a couple miles an hour.
Look at that. It doesn't do that very often in Norman. The wind blowing in here is an oddity, but all 3 games in this one. Right back to the mound. And there's one out.
Well, you got out there, but that's still not a bad at bat. You know, soft 5-6 pitches. You know, as a leadoff hitter, that's what you want to do, is see as many pitches as you can. But today, for both offenses, they're going to have to keep the ball out of the air because they're going to be outs. You need to try to hit hard ground balls, low line drives to keep the wind from affecting it.
There's Jared Jones, 4 for 10 in the series with a couple of runs batted in. A team leading 11 big flies on the year. And he takes an off-speed pitch for strike 1. Preseason first team All-American. 28 home runs last year. According to D1 Baseball, the top first baseman in the nation. It's going to be worth keeping an eye on all pop-ups and fly balls today, Rich, with this wind. It could be an adventure.
Yeah, and especially as an infielder, you can't give up on a fly ball over your head with the wind blowing in behind you. Outfielder may not be able to get to it depending on how hard it's hit.
And a base hit to right.
Is that a replay?
Jared Jones
every one of his hits
yep.
has been right there.
Fifth hit of the weekend, and at least 4 of the 5 have gone to right field.
Yeah, he just stays back really well. That's why he's such a good hitter. Stays behind the ball, drives it to right field.
So 1-on-1 out for Daniel Dickinson here in the first. Dickinson homered yesterday, one of 3 Tiger home runs, 2 for 8 in the series. Hitting .358 on the season with now 8 homers. Jones a short lead at first. And the 1-0 to Dickinson is in there for a called strike. There's a good look at the Tigers' second baseman out of the state of Washington. Fooled on that off-speed pitch. This is last night. Dickinson in the 9th inning. A solo shot to left. And that was into the wind. Number 8 on the year.
Yeah, he hit that ball well.
The 1-2 today is outside. Tigers already have SEC sweeps over Missouri and Mississippi State. Those were both in Baton Rouge. Looking for the oh-so-valuable road conference sweep today if Jay Johnson's team could get another win here in Norman. The 2-2 from Witherspoon is a swing and a miss. He went off speed again on him.
Yeah, he got the slider right there. Just tied him up, almost like a backup slider to a right-hander. Usually that ball is on the outer half, but he kind of backs up on him, finishes inside, ties him up.
First strikeout for Malachi. Second out of the inning. And the dangerous Josh Pearson now. He's the DH today. Was in right field last night when he homered twice. Pearson now 5 on the year. Hitting .313. West Monroe product. Short lead at first for Jones. And a 2-0 count. Pearson moved up into the cleanup spot for game 3. No Ethan Fry. He's the DH for games 1 and 2. Here's the 2-0 from Witherspoon. And it's low and in. And this was yesterday. Josh Pearson in the 6th inning. That was the first home run for either team in the series. And then he did it again in the 9th as well. That went even farther.
Yeah, that'll get you moved up in the cleanup spot.
Dangerous pitch here for Witherspoon, the 3-0. Top of the zone strike called. Malachi Witherspoon. And that's popped up and will get out of play over the Sooner dugout. The smallest crowd of the weekend today, but still a lot of brave souls here with us on a blustery cold Saturday afternoon. Hot chocolate and hand warmers. Runner will be off with the pitch. Here's the payoff. And it's grounded to second. Branch. And a good scoop by Taki to end the inning. One base runner, but he's left aboard. We head to the bottom of the first where the Sooners will be grabbing the bats for the first time. Bottom of the first, and big Chase Shores on the mound today for LSU. 6'8" redshirt sophomore out of Midland. Rich, this guy, one of the most coveted recruits back in 2022, the #1 right-handed pitcher out of the state of Texas.
Yeah, he's a big kid. Just even from up here, you can see how tall he is. You know, he's got really good numbers. You know, 35 strikeouts, 14 walks. But I expect to see some good stuff out of him tonight.
Shores 4-1 on the year. And you might be able to see there his left eye got a shiner. That was a comebacker he took last week against Mississippi State. Hit a hot shot back at him, deflected off the heel of his glove and right up into his eye. Took some stitches, couldn't see very well for the first few days of this week, but his swelling has gone down and now he just looks like a tough guy.
Yeah.
Jason Walk leading off, takes fastball outside for a ball. Sooners send him to the plate like this for game 3. Walk, Gamble back in the lineup yesterday, was on base 3 times. Carmichael, Willits their leading home run guy. Christensen, Branch, Taki, Willis, and Harris. Bottom 4 in the lineup, as Rich pointed out, need to get it going today. Fly ball into right field. Caught out there by Jake Brown for out number 1.
Yeah, Walk just got out in front of that one a little bit, hit off the end of the bat. Makes for a lazy fly ball to right field out there to Jake Brown.
Oklahoma leads the SEC in stolen bases by a significant margin, but they don't have a single stolen base attempt in this series as Gamble takes one high.
Yeah, which is very unusual. But obviously they haven't had much traffic on the bases and
right.
had the right opportunities to try to run.
Just 5 hits in each of the first 2 games. Gamble had one of those yesterday. He was 1 for 3 with a pair of walks. Back in the lineup yesterday after tweaking the hamstring down in Alabama. That forced him out of the lineup in game 1. Fouls that one out of play. Also did not play the midweek game against Texas Tech. DHing today, not playing in the outfield. But he's the Sooners' leading hitter on the year at .375. And he lines that one to left, and a sliding catch is made by Curiel. Had him played perfectly and left.
Yeah, that's a good piece of hitting. But like you said, they had him played shallow in left field, especially with the wind blowing in. He's able to make a good sliding catch on that. I mean, it's a good swing. Better play.
Looked like it might be extra bases off the bat.
Yeah.
Perfectly positioned.
Yeah, you never see outfielders that shallow in the springtime on this ball field.
But it is worth noting as Carmichael takes a strike, especially in left and center, Curiel and Stanfield playing extra shallow compared to where you normally play at Mitchell Park. A ball and a strike. This stadium plays small. The dimensions aren't small, but you normally have a strong south wind here. And it's not odd to see outfielders positioned a step or 2 from the warning track most days. Inside, 2-1 to Carmichael. The appeal says he went around. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Leading RBI guy for the Sooner team. Carmichael, 30 of them on the year. 6 home runs. Two for 8 in the series. Hit well into right. Jake Brown back near the wall.
Oh.
And what a catch. How about the LSU outfield in the first inning?
Yeah. Highlight reel. He did a good job turning on that ball. Turning, going back on a good angle. That ball's almost straight over his head. That's a tough play.
Curiel robs Gamble, and Brown robs Carmichael. And the Sooners go in order. And we head to the second, scoreless in game 3. Tiger outfield flashing some leather in the first. We are scoreless headed to the second. Sooners haven't won either of the first 2 games in this series, but they pulled off quite a trick. They have held LSU scoreless in the first inning of all 3 games, which is quite a feat. LSU has scored 61 runs in the first inning this year, which is an astonishingly high number. They got after it in the second yesterday with a 4 spot as we start the second today. Stephen Milam leads off. Switch hitting shortstop here, 0 for 8 on the weekend. A ball and a strike after the 95-mile-an-hour Witherspoon fastball is fouled back. Malachi, the last 2 starts, his command has been much better. When he has struggled at times, that's what the struggle has been. That one is low. But against Mississippi State and Alabama, 11 strikeouts, just 2 walks. He's behind in the count, 2 balls and a strike here to Milam. And that one misses low and in. Now you start giving this Tiger offense free bases, Rich, you're asking for problems.
Yeah, you're asking for trouble with the way these guys, I mean, they're in the top 5 in almost every category in the SEC. I mean, this offense can score runs in a hurry if you let them.
And it's a leadoff walk. Last night they got to 10. It was the 19th time this year LSU has scored double-digit runs in a game, 19 times in 32 games. Here's Drake Brown.
Wouldn't mind pitching behind that offense. Give up 5,
right?
Give up 5, you still win. Probably.
That's right. Give up 8, you win a bunch. Brown takes a ball outside. Jake Brown started game 1 on Thursday. 0 for 3 with a walk. Made the tremendous catch up against the wall to end the bottom of the first inning in right field. There's a strike, 1-1. Sooners in salvage mode for the first time this season. Oklahoma hasn't been swept here in a conference home series since 2021. That was TCU. Could be 2. Willits, he'll take it himself, and that's a double play. And that's been a specialty for this Oklahoma infield this year.
Yeah, I think they've got 24 maybe, but the middle of this infield is very good defensively with Willits and Branch.
LSU's challenging the call out at first base. Players under review.
Hold your horses there a bit. Jay Johnson wants him to take another look at it. Good job by Jake Brown getting down the line, making it close at first. And we're going to throw this one to Birmingham and see what they say.
Might have been.
This will help us.
Yeah, looks like it's safe.
You like the safety base?
I do. I think it's a lot safer for the runner and the first baseman. You see so many collisions over the years, and that way it gives everybody an opportunity to have a free pathway down the line.
After the runner is safe, LSU retains.
So no double play. It'll be a fielder's choice. Brown the runner at first with 1 out now.
Yeah, you see it there. He barely beats it. Like you said, good job hustling down the line.
And Luis Hernandez having a good weekend. He's 4 for 8. He's doubled twice. The LSU catcher. 301 average on the year. First pitch pops out of the glove of Carmichael, but Brown won't try it, and it was a strike. The masked Dayton Taki. Looks like he's looking into the LSU dugout for the signs as well over there. OU first baseman. Popped up on the infield. Willits. He'll let it fall. And then he'll get the lead runner. And they'd rather have Hernandez running than Brown. And there's 2 outs.
Yeah, and I'm not too sure he wasn't trying to deke it, get a double play turned in case Hernandez wasn't running down the line.
Well, at the very least, you've got not as fleet of a runner on the bases. Hernandez, not a bad runner, but not as fast as Brown. And there's 2 outs now. The batter, Reeves. Tanner Reeves at third base. He is 0 for 3 with a walk on the weekend. .348 hitter on the year. Fouls that off. It's a ball and a strike. That's a coach's son, though, and Jackson Willits at shortstop. Just thinking, the ball's in the air. He's thinking through all his options.
Yeah, that's one of those ones is that from his vantage point, he can see the runner from home plate. I mean, once he sees that he's running the ball out, he probably should just catch it in the air.
I guess there's always the possibility that Hernandez assumes it's going to be caught and just kind of turns and heads to the dugout. You know,
it happens, yeah. Or just just kind of moseys down the line a little bit, anticipating that he's going to catch it.
2 outs, runner at first. Here's the 2-1 to Reeves. Pretty good looking pitch there. 3-1. Home plate umpire Jason Vincent said too far inside. The count is full. Hernandez will be off with the pitch here with 2 outs. Malachi Witherspoon trying to bring down the curtain on the top of the second. Here's the payoff. And he walked him. Second walk in the inning. And now you got to deal with Chris Stanfield, who's been a menace this weekend. Let's go down to Carly Murray at the dugout.
Well, Toby, Tanner Reeves has been an impactful addition for the Tigers. He spent the first 2 seasons of his collegiate career at Blinn Junior College. After a phenomenal freshman year, posting a .422 batting average and 20 homers, you would think he'd be eager to compete at a higher level. He actually got an offer from Jay Johnson and LSU, but he decided to return to Blinn for his sophomore season for 2 reasons. First, he felt like they had unfinished business at Blinn after competing in the JUCO World Series. Second, Reeves says, I need to figure out who I was as a defender. I had a great year at the plate, but I hadn't really defined myself as a defender or figure out what position I'm going to play. He was a bit of a utility player in his time at Blinn, playing in the infield and outfield. Well, paid off spending another season in Burnham. The Buccaneers were the 2024 JUCO World Series champions, and now Tanner Reeves plays at the hot corner for one of the most prominent college baseball programs, guys. Isn't that just impressive?
Very impressive.
Yeah, nice.
Thank you, Carly. Also impressive, this young man at the plate weekend, Chris Stanfield, 5 of 8, 3 doubles, 5 runs batted in the 9-hole. And a chance for second inning damage here on Saturday. 2 on, 2 out. The 1-0 from Malachi Witherspoon to the plate is high, 2-0.
Like I said, he's had a great first 2 games of this series. Here comes Skip.
Skip Johnson going to head out to the mound. Witherspoon looked a little frustrated after that pitch with the strike zone. And Skip may be trying to focus him back up here. Series 4 of SEC play, Oklahoma has won 2 series. Took 2 of 3 at South Carolina, 2 of 3 here against Mississippi State. And they have now dropped 2 series, losing 2 of 3 to Alabama last weekend in Tuscaloosa. And they have lost this series, but a big difference between a win and a loss today. You're 6-6 or 5-7, and also the value of a win over a team like LSU could really enhance the resume. So there's a lot on this game, even though the series is not in the balance anymore. Good pitch there, inside fastball, 2-1.
Yeah, like you were saying, it could affect seeding, you know, postseason seeding, or even a host opportunity, depending on how the rest of the season goes.
Hernandez at second, Reeves at first with 2 outs. And it's 3-1. And the leadoff man, Derek Curiel, on deck. Tigers don't have a hit in the inning, but 2 Malachi Witherspoon walks have mounted a threat. He walked him. And the bases are loaded for Curiel. He's not missing by much, Rich.
No, he's not. He's all around there, but you know, home plate on umpire Jason Vincent is not giving him any corners or anything else. He's going to have to find a way to get out of this right here with 2 outs.
2 outs and a really good hitter at the plate. Curiel grounded out back to the pitcher to start the game, and he fouls the first pitch off here. Big early at bat. Bases loaded, second inning, 2 outs. Curiel 2 for 10 on the weekend. And Branch had it go right through his legs. And 2 runs will score. A tailor-made ground ball that would have ended the inning, and it went right through the wickets.
Yeah, that's tough. Branch is a really good freshman defender. But it looks like he just kind of comes up on the ball a little early. Ball just scoots through his legs.
A 2-run error.
Yeah, those hurt for sure. Not only does it cost you 2 runs, it's going to add to Malachi Witherspoon's pitch count.
Boy, you're right. That young man has been so good this season defensively. Fly ball into right, Christensen, and that will end the inning. No hits in the inning for LSU, but they scored 2, 3 walks and an error. And it's games today going on around the SEC. It was quick, 1-1. We'll get back to that. There you go. Ole Miss out to an early lead. Tennessee up on A&M. Georgia has the early lead over Texas. 1-2 the count to Willits, and the OU dugout is really getting after Jason Vincent, the home plate umpire, about the strike zone being different for the 2 teams. 2-2. Willits, a team leading 8 homers, 310 batting average. Switch hitter here, batting from the left side. Willits, Christensen, and Branch due up in the Sooners' second. A little bit high. The appeal says he did not go, and the count is full. Boy, by the time Chase Shore's at 6'8", let's go with the baseball.
Yeah, it's almost halfway there.
Yeah, he's right on top of you. Payoff pitch to Willits, and he walked him. Leadoff man aboard.
Those tall guys, man, it's like trying to hit an aspirin sometimes, especially if they're throwing hard.
Who's the toughest tall pitcher you faced?
Probably Ryan Anderson. He was a high draft pick with the Mariners in the 90s, but it was during the inter squad. We were both with the Mariners at the time. But man, he was rough. Big left-hander, nasty slider.
Christensen fouls the first pitch back.
I think he was 6'10".
Yeah, you think back to Randy Johnson.
Yeah. Randy Johnson and John Kruk in the All-Star game.
Yeah, that's right. Christensen 2 for 7 with a double and a walk on the weekend. Takes one high. Both of his hits came on Thursday night. He had 2 of the 5 hits against Kate Anderson in that complete game, Jim. That'll be a base hit into left. Curiel playing shallow, but not shallow enough, and the Sooners have put the first 2 on in the second.
Yeah, good piece of hitting. He got jammed up a little bit, but still let the ball travel. You see it here. Little slider gets in on him, but he's able to fight it off and float it into left field. That wind's just going to knock everything down over there.
Well, Kyle Branch has had a magnificent freshman year, but he's had a miserable weekend. Still a chance to do something about it here on Saturday. He bunts it, but he bunts it foul.
And you got to be careful about that. If you're going to sacrifice bunt, get the bunt down and then run. You know, every now and again you see these guys, they bunt the ball and they're in such a hurry to run. Every now and again they'll be in fair territory and hit the ball and end up being out. Good bunt.
Sacrifice successful. Runners advance. And Taki, chance to tie it up with a base hit.
And here's an opportunity like we talked about early in the game. You see the bunt here. Just gets enough on it. Gets it to his arm side where it's hard for a right-hander to make a play on that ball. But here's an opportunity for the bottom part of this lineup to make a difference.
Quick visit to the mound for pitching coach Nate Yeski to talk about the approach, I'm sure, versus Taki. Taki 1 for 6 on the weekend. 2-0 LSU. We're in the bottom of the second inning. 2 unearned runs scored on a Sooner error in the top of this frame. Oklahoma gets Dallas Baptist next here on Tuesday night, while the Tigers are on the road Tuesday at Nichols for an in-state showdown, and then they're on the road again next weekend in conference play at Auburn. It's been an emotional weekend for Nate Yeski. Lost his father a couple of days ago. Tremendous career. Shores versus Taki, with Willits at third, Christensen at second. This is a dangerous bat for Oklahoma that's been pretty quiet this weekend. They need Taki to come alive.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of make their own pitches here. You know, walking Taki for them is not a bad thing. You put the double play in order, and then it's a right-on-right matchup with Willis coming up.
2-1. Shores pitching a little more quickly here, it looks like. Amped up the rhythm a bit.
He's picked up the pace a little bit.
3-1. Third baseman Dawson Willis on deck. See if Taki gets something to hit here. First base is open. And he pulls it foul. Trying to get the Sooners on the board in the second. The payoff. And the bases are loaded, and it's a tight zone both ways today. Second walk of the inning for Shores. Skip's got the hunting gloves today. That guy is unfazed by cold weather. All right, Dawson Willis now, bases juiced. 1 for 7 in the series. First pitch is outside. And Shores, like Witherspoon, not missing by much.
Yeah, the zone's been pretty tight.
Foul ball off the front foot for the lanky third baseman. LSU Eunice product here. D2 Defensive Player of the Year a year ago. Tremendous third baseman for Oklahoma. Got some power in that bat as well. Bases loaded, 1 out. Good breaking ball, caught the inside corner, 1-2.
Yeah, now you just got to get up on the bat, spread out a little bit, and have a really good two-strike approach.
And a big strikeout by Chase Shores. First one of the day. And the Tiger pitchers have done this all weekend long. Every time Oklahoma's had a chance for a big inning, and there haven't been a bunch, but when they have come up with big strikeouts.
Yeah, they've had 2 or 3 opportunities with runners at third base and less than 2 outs. Just haven't been able to get them in.
It's up to Desan Harris now. 9-hole hitter, 0 for 6 with a run scored in the series. First pitch swinging, laces it foul toward his own on-deck circle.
Walk's getting a little further down there after that one.
273 hitter on the year with 1 homer. He's got Willits at third, Christensen at second, Taki at first. Long hold by Shores. And that one squirts away. And Willits will come home. Now the Sooners a defensive error in the top of the second. And a Tiger snafu now in the bottom.
Looked like a pass ball on Hernandez. There's too much for him to handle. Ball squirts away.
Sliced foul out of play. A ball and 2 strikes to Harris. A base hit now could put Oklahoma in front. The 1-2. That's hit well down the right field line, but hooking foul. Home run distance for Desan Harris.
And that's about the only part of the ballpark the ball is going to go out today. Right center to the foul line. Long strike. Now you got to collect yourself and try to finish this at bat.
Second and third, 2 outs. Strike 3 call. Shores strikes out Willis and Harris to end the inning. A run scores on the pass ball. It's 2-1 Tigers as we move to the third in game 3. Well, miscues both ways accounting for the runs in the second inning. Kyle Branch's error allowed 2 Tigers to score, and the Hernandez pass ball brings the first Sooner run home of the day. It's 2-1 LSU as we go to the third. Malachi Witherspoon will face 3-4-5. Daniel Dickinson leading off. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. The only strikeout so far for Malachi today. That was back in the first inning. And he lines that one into right field. Christensen, though, able to make the running catch for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Yeah, and he hit that ball well. Nice play by Christensen. Roman to his left.
Josh Pearson, the batter. 0 for 1 with a ground out. Vanderbilt Commodores will be here next weekend in SEC play. That'll be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday series. Fastball strike. Vanderbilt in Gainesville this weekend, where they took game 1 from the Gators last night. And they lead them in game 2 today. The struggles continue for Florida. Florida and Texas A&M, the shocks of the SEC. Texas A&M, the preseason #1 team in the nation. Florida way up there as well. They have a combined 2 wins. 1 each. Witherspoon turns around in disgust after he didn't get that call. 3-1. There is growing angst from both dugouts for the strike zone today. Taki will take it himself. 2 outs. Stephen Milam walked his first time up. Two outs, nobody on has been no problem for the Tigers all year long, and at times this weekend as well. They've been able to mount 2-out rallies. Deshaun Harris, though, not going to get to this one. That looked like an easy fly ball out off the bat, but the wind knocked it down, and Milam's got a base hit.
I don't know if he just got a bad read on that, or obviously it's not hit well. Fastball away from him, gets it off the end of the bat. He kind of stutter stepped a little bit.
And an offensive timeout called here. Jay Johnson calls Jake Brown over and Stephen Milam. Luis Hernandez listening in. Hit number 2 on the day for LSU. Brown 0 for 1. Tremendous catch back in the first inning up against the right field wall. of Sulphur, Louisiana. Swing and a miss.
Good pitch there.
The difference between Kyson and Malachi as pitchers, Rich, you could probably describe it better than me. The breaking balls are slightly different. Right back to the mound. Inning over. We'll talk about that more a little bit later on. Puts a 0 up here in the third. We'll talk to LSU head coach Jay Johnson when we come back. 2-1 LSU in front. Super happy here early on. We go to the bottom of the third. 2-1 Tigers. Skip Johnson, animated conversation with home plate umpire Jason Vincent. And we've got Tigers head coach Jay Johnson with us now. Coach, Chase Shores one time through the order, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. What have you seen so far from your big right-hander?
Yeah, I like his poise. I mean, I thought he did a good job in that inning. You know, he walked a guy, gave up a hit, defended the bunt really well, got a strikeout, and, you know, a pass ball away from probably getting out of there with a 0. But good job with the traffic to keep it at 1.
Yeah, Coach, with the conditions and the wind blowing in today, have you had to change your offensive philosophy a little bit as far as like trying to hit more ground balls to keep the ball in the air?
Well, you're not going to have a lot of success hitting the ball in the air today. There's no question about that. What we try to do is build the offense around we can win any type of game. Slugfest, pitchers duel, wind blowing in, wind blowing out, big field, small field. I think we need to do a little better with our plate discipline. I thought we got ourselves out in the last inning right there. So we're that's a staple. That's something we're good at. So it should work to our advantage today.
Thank you for your time,
Thank
Jay.
you.
Tigers head coach Jay Johnson. Jason Walk leads off the bottom of the third for Oklahoma. He flied out to right first time up. And he's behind in the count here. No balls and 2 strikes. Called strike 3. You take a look.
Oh,
That is way outside.
yeah.
That could be a product of the between innings conversation right there.
Yeah.
You want the strike zone a
Possibly.
little bigger? I'll make it a little bigger. Gamble flied out to left. Was robbed on a nice play by Curiel. First time up, but he pulls that one foul, and that went through the gap in the Tigers dugout and almost caught Jay Johnson over there. The opening in the dugout went careening around in there. I hope everybody's okay. .97-mile-an-hour fastball to the backstop. Two-1 Tigers. And Gamble takes it high for ball 3. Crowd is lively. They got to be to stay warm today, Rich.
Yeah, got to have something. Hot chocolate, hand warmers, 2 blankets, 2 coats.
Here's the payoff with 1 out. And it is ball 4, and that looked a lot like strike 3 to Jason Walk right there.
Definitely.
Walk number 3 for Shores. And the tying runs aboard for Easton Carmichael, who was also robbed back in the first inning. Jake Brown's catch up against the right field wall. Carmichael 2 for 9 against the Tigers this weekend. There's a strike. So here, let's take a look. Here's strike 3. This is Gamble's. That was ball 4 to him. Definitely outside. Strike 3 to walk. Pretty close.
Pretty close, yeah.
Slow chopper. Shores. Good job fielding his position. 2 outs. Gamble moves up to second. Got in on his hands.
Yeah, jammed him up. He moves pretty good for a tall kid. Pretty athletic. Just make that look routine. PFP.
Jackson Willits now trying to come through with 2 outs. Tying run at second base here in the bottom of the 3rd. Way inside. Gamble trying to distract him at second base. Top of the zone strike, 1-1. Eight home runs, 29 runs batted in for Willits. Got an RBI last night, a double to the right field wall. And a base hit to left. Curiel, though, was playing very shallow. And got the ball back in quickly to hold Gamble at third.
I mean, he's playing, what, maybe 20 yards behind third base?
Yeah, that's... I don't think I've ever seen an outfielder play that shallow, and that's completely a product of the wind today.
Yeah.
Very smart baseball.
Yeah, and I think maybe, you know, if Harris is playing around that same spot, he probably catches that ball last inning.
So they get the 2-out hit, but it doesn't yet score a run. Here's Christensen now. Second hit of the day for Oklahoma. Third of the weekend for Willits. Christensen grounds one to the right side, but Dickinson able to get there, and the inning is over. And LSU defense comes up big for him again. Sooners strand 2. And we go to the 4th, still 2-1 Tigers. You didn't need to see that. 4th inning, 2-1 Tigers. Malachi Witherspoon will start against Luis Hernandez. 7-8-9 due up for LSU. First pitch called strike. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors for LSU. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 costly error for Oklahoma. Hernandez 0 for 1. Base hit down the left field line. He's already got 2 doubles this weekend, and he's headed for a 3rd. Lead off double, Luis Hernandez.
He's on fire.
This team is a doubles factory. That's now 81 on the year.
Wasn't a bad pitch. Sliders, you know, below the waist. Just gets the head out and drives it past the leaping Dawson Willis.
Tanner Reeves now walked his first time up. And the bottom of the order's been good for LSU this weekend.
Yeah, Hernandez and Stanfield especially.
Yep. Stanfield on deck here. Witherspoon pumps a strike in there. Uncharacteristic, but into the 4th inning, just 1 strikeout for Malachi Witherspoon. Kyson was held to only 4 on Thursday. So the Tigers' approach against the Witherspoon twins has been pretty good. Not that they put up big numbers against Kyson, but they've made contact. And when you do that, sometimes good things happen.
Yeah, put the ball in play, see what happens.
0-2.
Slip there. Good fastball sinking away. Just got tied up. That front foot slips out from underneath him.
A ball and 2 strikes. Jason Walk is asking, where did that one miss? LSU seeking win number 30 on the year, number 10 in the SEC. Leadoff runner at second base. Nobody out in the Tigers' 4th. And another 1-2 coming to Reeves. Advance the runner. Jackson Willits throws out Reeves. On to third goes Hernandez. And Stanfield now with another RBI opportunity.
Yeah, a productive out by Tanner Reeves there. All you're trying to do is get Hernandez to third with less than 2 outs. Now they're going to bring the infield in.
Stanfield walked his first at bat. He's got 5 runs batted in the series. Vanderbilt has beaten Florida again today, 3-2. The Gators now 1-10 in the SEC.
Wow.
That was in Gainesville. Commodores here next weekend. Oh, 1 coming to Stanfield. Long hold by Malachi, shows bunt, and bunted it foul. It's 0-2. 96-mile-an-hour fastball there. They tried to squeeze.
And this is the same pair on Thursday night.
You're right.
Where Stanfield missed a sign and Hernandez got held up between home and third.
They went safety this time just in case. Witherspoon could use a strikeout. Foul ball, barely. He almost got him another extra base hit.
Going for his 4th double.
Third base umpire Brian DeBrouwer right on it. It's a cold day for everybody. Another 0-2 to Stanfield. Trying to fool him with something off speed there. Just missed inside. A ball and 2 strikes. Hernandez doubled to start this 4th. He's at third base with 1 out. Right to second. The play is coming home, and they got him. And Kyle Branch with a nice play this time for out number 2.
Yeah, nice play by Branch. See it again here. Close play. He had to sit back on that second hop. Good exchange and good job by Carmichael applying the tag.
Well, Hernandez's left arm kind of folds up on him right there, but it looks like he's okay.
Head, bill of his helmet hit the ground a little bit there too.
Curiel fouls the first pitch off. Well, the Sooners cut down a run at home. Not out of the woods yet here in the 4th, though. Curiel 0 for 2. He did reach on the air last time up. The Sooners would love Malachi Witherspoon to go as far as possible today, but they are well stocked in that bullpen. They have not yet used Jason Bowden, their most used reliever, and of course the SEC's saves leader Dylan Crooks has not yet been used this weekend, and he's capable of going multiple innings. Runner goes. That's a fair ball. Stanfield on his horse. He's getting the wave home. Here's the relay to the plate.
Got him. Oh,
And he dropped the baseball. He's safe. RBI double for Gurriel. And it's 3-1.
Yeah.
It was going to be close.
Hit and run. Definitely took a chance sending him. A good, better throw from Willis gets him at the plate. Good piece of hitting by Gurriel.
So the Tigers get that third run anyway and looking for more here. Here's Jared Jones. Second double of the inning. 82nd of the year. Willis at third. And that'll do it for the LSU fourth. They get one. We'll chat with Sooners head coach Skip Johnson when we come back. Now by Oklahoma head coach Skip Johnson down in the dugout. Coach, Malachi Witherspoon been pretty good so far, I think.
Yeah, we made some mechanical adjustments earlier this week. I think he's got back on top of the baseball a little bit better, commanding the baseball. The last inning was probably his better inning. He gives up a run. I mean, it's kind of crazy how that works.
Yeah, Coach, what more do you need to see from your offense to try to pull this one out?
Separate balls from strikes and understand that, you have to separate balls from strikes. I mean, it's a tough day to hit. We all know that, but, you got to separate. You got to take your walks, and you got to be able to run bases and run the pitch count up on this guy.
Thank you for your time, Skip.
Thank you, guys.
Oklahoma head coach Skip Johnson. Always appreciate the coaches stepping aside from their duties with the team to join us for a couple of minutes. Kyle Branch leads off the inning for Oklahoma and takes ball one from Chase Shores. 3-1 LSU. Tigers won the opener here 2-0 behind a tremendous pitching performance from Cade Anderson on Thursday night. They followed that up with a 10-2 victory to take the series yesterday. Branch looking for his first hit of the series. And he's behind to the count of ball and 2 strikes. Gotta hurry. Reeves bobbles it. Branch is aboard. Couldn't get the exchange cleanly, and the Sooners have the leadoff man on what will probably be an infield single.
Yeah, I would assume so. Just a swinging bunt by Branch. That's a do or die play for Tanner Reeves. Just not able to make a clean exchange to make a throw to first.
It is a hit. Third of the day for OU. Taki now. He walked his first time up. There you see Branch hustling down the line. Taki with 2 big flies in Tuscaloosa. 5 on the year. Hammers that ball foul the other way, and it's 0-2. You got 2 hard throwers in game 3. That's how good these 2 teams are. You got starting pitchers on Sunday or Saturday this weekend that throw 97 and 98 miles an hour.
Yeah, both staffs are really deep.
Uh-oh, could be 2. Milam will take it himself. That's a double play. 6-3. tailor-made.
Yeah, it doesn't get much easier than that for a shortstop.
So Dawson Willis will bat with 2 outs and nobody on, and here's one more look. Struck out his first time up. Mississippi State has defeated South Carolina 11-4 to even up that series in Starkville today. Second conference win for the Bulldogs. A little bit late on the fastball there, 2-2. Final Four Saturday, Rich.
Yeah,
big basketball games tonight.
Looking forward to it.
4 1 seeds down in San Antonio.
It'll be a couple good games tonight.
Yep, should be. Game 1 tonight, the 2 SEC teams. Florida and Auburn go head-to-head, and then Duke and Houston in the nightcap. It'll be South Carolina and UConn playing for the women's national championship tomorrow. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Willis. Well, the Shores thought it was strike 3 called. It wasn't. Then they thought maybe the check swing. And first base umpire Javero January says he didn't go. So it's a full count. Here's another look. You decide.
Pretty close.
We've seen balls farther away from the zone than that called strikes today. He got him anyway. That's 3 of them for Shores. Make it 4, actually. And he puts the Sooners down in order in the 4th. On to the 5th we go. Not going to keep them from watching some Diamond Sports. And who knows, maybe we could get them an at-bat late in this game. They're watching something down there, too. I'm assuming it's not us.
Probably not.
Dickinson leads off the 5th for LSU and takes strike 1 from Malachi Witherspoon. We got to figure out what's on the iPad. You think they're studying their next pitcher, breaking down film?
I don't know. They're good enough hitters.
There's a phone and an iPad there.
Yeah.
They got those multiple screens going. 1 and 1. Probably there's another one on the other side. That's a 3-screen setup. We'll get to the bottom of it. A ball and a strike. Dickinson 0 for 2. Fastball strike outside corner. Tough pitch. Tried to get him to chase that one.
Yeah, not a bad pitch there. Slider off the plate.
Dickinson, Pearson, and Milam due up in the Tiger 5th. They lead it 3-1. And he got him swinging. Pulled the string. Second strikeout today for Malachi Witherspoon, and they both have been Daniel Dickinson.
Yeah, really good pitch. See it again right here. It's a good slider. Down and away. It's a tough pitch for anybody to handle.
Pearson now 0 for 2. Couple of ground outs. Two of the 3 runs they've scored off Malachi today unearned. Caught. Willits 2 outs. Had him played perfectly.
Yeah, it's a tough out for Pearson there. Gets a pitch middle and just lines it right at the shortstop, playing him up the middle.
Malachi reached for that with his bare hand. Let's don't be doing that again.
Yeah.
Jackson. So Milam with 2 outs. He has been up twice, on twice, a walk and a single in this one. And he takes strike 1. All 3 runs have been scored by the bottom of the Tigers' order today. Just 5'8", but he packs a punch. 6 home runs on the year. Two balls and a strike. Milam with 2 outs, nobody on in the 3rd inning, got a base hit. Same situation here in the 5th. Strike 2 call. And the Sooners now will shift Milam. Dawson Willis, the 3rd baseman, moves to shortstop. He's the only one left of second. 2-2. Got him swinging. 1, 2, 3 in the 5th. We are halfway home on a Saturday afternoon in the finale. 3-1 visitors. And that was a purple team. TCU did it. Strike 1 to Deshaun Harris to start the bottom of the 5th from Chase Shores. Harris struck out looking back in the 2nd, 0 for 1. Harris, Walk, and Gamble due up in the 5th. Sooners trying to put some offense on the board. They have managed just 3 runs in the series against LSU. Shut out by Kate Anderson Thursday night. 2 runs Friday night. Just 1 so far today. Pulled that foul. Harris almost homered down the right field line last time up. Just hooked it foul a bit. He has 1 home run on the year. That came at South Carolina. Lays off that fastball outside. 2-2. Yeah. If you're Oklahoma, you'd love to get the speed of Deshaun Harris aboard to start an inning.
Yeah, turn the lineup over, get it back to the top.
He's run the count full. Shores into the windup. And he walked him. 4th of the day for the LSU right-hander. And indeed, the leadoff man is on. Well, after Jason Walk had a monster night Tuesday against Texas Tech, homered, doubled twice, walked a couple of times, he has been very quiet this weekend. He's 1 for 9 with a walk. And he bunts it. Hernandez. Close play, but the out at first. On to second goes Harris.
Yeah, I think he was looking to get that ball a little bit further from home plate to have a chance to beat that out for a drag bunt hit.
Hernandez's PitchCom device came unhooked. Gamble with a chance to tighten this game up a bit here. I have texted OU softball play-by-play man extraordinaire Chris Plank, and I showed him a picture of our softball players down here, asking him what he thinks they're watching today. Gamble takes a ball, and he said Florida and Arkansas and Tennessee and Mississippi State are playing right now. He thinks they're probably watching those games. Pickering's got a 14-game hit streak right now, too. We'll check in with Carly. She's done some detective work for us. Ground ball up the middle. Dickinson backhand. Boy, he's been good this weekend. On to third goes Harris. And we go down to Carly Murray.
Yeah, Toby, Chris Blake was right. They're watching their upcoming opponents. Trying to game plan. Yeah, they're scouting and enjoying some baseball at El Dale. Excuse me. Gosh, it's cold.
Patty would be proud.
She would be.
I don't know if she loves her stars out in 30-degree weather or not, but they're going to be. They might as well be studying up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And let's see if that's going to be it for Chase Shores. Nate Yeske headed to the mound. 80 pitches. He went 74 against Mississippi State last week. He has gone as many as 96. This might just be a check-in. I think Jay Johnson does the pitching changes. Carmichael will be the hitter. There you see Zach Cowan warming.
He might be buying a little time, too.
LSU has used only 4 pitchers this weekend. It has been very efficient. You know, complete game by Anderson Thursday, and they only threw Ianson and Evans yesterday.
So they've got everybody available.
LSU starting pitching has been magnificent. Anderson, a career-high 14 strikeouts. He threw 135 pitches in that complete game effort. Ianson good as well yesterday. Runner at third with 2 outs for Carmichael. 0 for 2. You got to take advantage of every opportunity you can this weekend, and there's an opportunity right here. Check swing, says he did not go. It's 2-0. This guy leads the Sooners in 2-out runs batted in on the year. Looking for one right here in the 5th. Milam at short, playing Carmichael to pull.
Yeah, deep in the hole.
Dickinson at second, playing him up the middle. Big hole on the right side of the infield. The 2-1. Desan Harris walked to start this bottom of the 5th. Jason Walk bunted him to second. A ground ball from Gamble moved him to third. And now with 2 outs, the 2-2 to number 2, Easton Carmichael. And that's a ground ball to second base that should end the inning. It's dropped, but he got it over there in time anyway. Dickinson almost booted it, but no problem. Side retired, but it got a little scary. We've already seen one second baseman boot a ball today. Dickinson, hung with it. 3-1 LSU. 30s, that guy got him a big hat. I like that a lot. That'll keep the noggin warm. 3-1 Tigers, 6th inning. Jake Brown leading off. Still facing Malachi Witherspoon. Strike 1. On the 84th pitch of the game for Malachi. 3 walks in that second inning, Rich. You would have got out of that if not for the error. But other than that, this is about as good as we've seen Malachi throw this year.
Yeah, and he's eating up innings. You know, this will be 6 if he can get through this one. His pitch count's still fairly low for being in the 6th inning.
1 earned run and 4 hits to this lineup in 5 innings is an accomplishment.
That's saying something.
Got him looking.
Good pitch.
4th strikeout. 3rd in the last 4 batters. Might be getting better. Well, here's another look back. The strikeouts today for Malachi Witherspoon. Gotten Daniel Dickinson twice. The backup slider there. The good slider there. Stephen Milam to end the 5th. And Jake Brown now to start the 6th. Luis Hernandez takes strike 1. Hernandez, though, doubled off of him last time up in the 4th into the left field corner. Oh, 0-2. It is a parade of ranked opponents in this 3-week stretch for the Sooners. It started with Alabama last weekend down in Tuscaloosa. LSU this weekend. Ground ball, base hit again for Hernandez on an 0-2 pitch. That's his 6th hit of the series. And the 2nd today.
Yeah, he's been swinging the bat very well, obviously. He's left that 0-2 strike slider up in the zone, and that's going to get hit every time.
At Dallas Baptist talking about those ranked opponents. DBU will be here Tuesday night. Vanderbilt next weekend. Tanner Reeves 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Takes a ball. And then at the end of that stretch, we've got the one and only Bedlam Showdown this year. It'll be a midweek game in Stillwater in about a week and a half. Good to see that rivalry continue, even if it is just for 1 game.
Yeah, for sure. It's always good. It's always good when the Sooners and Cowboys get together.
There's a strike, 2-1. A lefty warming in the Sooner bullpen. Looks like Jamie Hitt, who pitched here on Thursday night. Three balls and a strike to Reeves. And again, the bottom of the order for the Tigers have scored all 3 runs today. And they're trying to put together something here again in the 6th inning. 1 on, 1 out. Grounded to first. Taki steps on the bag for 1. And that's a double play. The backpedaling Hernandez tagged by Willits. And that's how the 6th inning, the top of the 6th, comes to an end. Nice play on the hot shot by Taki. Still 3-1 LSU. Take another look.
Yeah, really good play. 1 step on the bag. Good throw to the inside.
And now hands the baseball to the bullpen, and right-hander Zach Cowan is in the game. There you see Shore's numbers. Cowan, a junior out of Blythewood, South Carolina. Wofford transfer. 2-0 with 3 saves and a 1.07 ERA. Another one of the most dependable arms. Look at that strikeout.
Yeah,
walk numbers.
Yeah, he got 36 strikeouts and 3 walks. That's he's going to make it tough, especially on right-handers.
He'll be facing 4, 5, and 6 In the Sooner lineup here in the bottom of the 6th, starting with Jackson Willits. Willits has been on twice today, a walk and a single. He has scored the only Sooner run. And he takes ball 1. Tigers shifting the Sooner shortstop. Way out in front. Well, LSU is a national contender. National title contender. I'll try that again. With their offense alone, popped up to left. But if they're going to pitch the ball the way they have this weekend, watch out.
Yeah, they're going to be really tough week in and week out. I mean, obviously, they've only lost a few games in the season, and you know, they can really hit and really pitch it. And they play really good defense. They have a build percentage around 980, which is very good.
Christensen now. 1 for 2 today, and he hits a slow grounder to first. That'll be an easy second out. Two quick outs for Zach Cowan.
And Branch may want to take a couple pitches here just to kind of draw it out a little bit. At least take a strike.
Kyle Branch got his first hit of the series last time up, an infield single. Has a sacrifice bunt today as well. And he does indeed take strike 1. And a 90-mile-an-hour fastball for strike 2. Cowan out of the bullpen, filling up the strike zone. Trying to make it a quick bottom of the 6th. The 0-2. And indeed he does. Strikes out Branch. Sooners go 1-2-3. On to the 7th. LSU trying to sweep the day here at Norman. As we go to the 7th, and a new pitcher is on for Oklahoma. There you see it. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Tigers. 1-3-1 for the Sooners. Still 3 innings to play in this one. Witherspoon's day is done. 6 innings, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, gives up just the 1 earned run. Rich, win or lose this game, an encouraging performance for Oklahoma from Malachi Witherspoon today.
Yeah, he threw really well. You know, threw a lot of strikes. You know, his strikeout numbers weren't up there like they usually are, but that accounts for a lower pitch count, which enabled him to get through that 6th inning. I thought he located very well. His breaking ball was good too.
Gavin Jones on for OU now in the 7th. Left-hander. Strike 1. Stanfield 0 for 1 with a walk. He has scored a run. Oh, 2.
Jones coming right at him. A couple good fastballs down the middle.
17 strikeouts, just 2 walks on the year for Jones. That one misses low and in. At top of the order, Curiel waits on deck. Hung on to by Carmichael. That's a strikeout. Starting to see some ponchos go up around the stadium. Let's go down to Carly.
Yeah, Toby, some fans have gone up to the concourse where it's covered. It is misting pretty hard, honestly. It's starting to come down a little bit, so hopefully we don't enter into a rain delay. And
you can see the water on our camera lens there. Let's clean that thing off if we could. Thank you. Curiel 1 for 3. Drove in the 3rd run of the game back in the 4th inning. Takes a strike. 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Gavin Jones is a young man, Rich, that they think could be a rotation guy going forward. Maybe next year for them. They like him a lot.
Yeah, I can see that happening. He's got really good stuff. You know, fastball, low, mid-90s. You know, good breaking ball, and he's got a really good strikeout to walk ratio, which is something you want out of a starter. You don't want to give a bunch of free passes.
Good stout frame too. He's also a very good hitter. Has not been used much in that regard this year, but when he's been called upon, he's been great. 2-2. Gavin Jones 3 for 3 with 3 runs batted in at the plate. I might try to get him a few more at bats. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Curiel. And he stays alive. And playing Curiel to pull. He did shoot one down the 3rd baseline back in the 4th, but they've shifted him 3 to the right side here in the 7th with 1 out, nobody on. Full count. Close. 94 just off the edge. Just the 3rd walk of the year for Gavin Jones and a 1-out base runner.
Now batting for the Tigers, first baseman number 22, Jared Jones.
Jared Jones 1 for 3. Singled back in the 1st. He's got 5 hits on the weekend. Tigers trying to give themselves a little breathing room here in the 7th. They lead, but just by 2. High strike. Threw in the breaking ball and he fouled it back. 0-2. Softball players are hanging in there. They've had to protect the electronics a little bit.
Probably got them under their coats down there.
Just got a piece.
Yeah, big swing by Jones there. And he's been fun to watch. This guy can really hit. Almost all of his hits have been the other way.
I love the athletes supporting the other teams, though. I always a lot of fun to see.
Yeah, it's good to see.
You see the gymnastics team going to the basketball games, and the basketball players going to the baseball games, and softball here today. They got their game canceled, so some of the stars over here rooting on the baseball team and keeping up with the other SEC softball action as well. 0-2 to Jones. Got him swinging. 2 outs. Jones versus Jones.
Yeah, just got him to chase there. He doesn't do it often. Just fastball up and away. Not going to catch up to that.
Dickinson now 0 for 3 today. Homered last night. Time is called, and Gavin Jones was warned to wait for Daniel Dickinson to be ready. Curiel, the runner at first. And Gavin will throw that way. The stolen base has simply not been a part of this series at all. Neither team has attempted one. Now, Curiel will probably go here now that left my mouth. But that's amazing that we are 7th inning, game 3, and neither team has an attempted stolen base. Strike one.
Yeah, especially on the Oklahoma side. You know, that's what they do. They get traffic and steal bases. And, you know, this LSU team runs more than some have in the past for sure.
A ball and a strike. Curiel just 1 for 3 on stolen base attempts. I can't think of too many times over the last couple of days, though, Rich, where I've said, I'm surprised he didn't try to run that. There just haven't been many opportunities.
No, there hasn't. The only time that really that I can remember was Hernandez a couple innings ago.
Oh, they got him picked off. And they are 0 for 1 on stolen base attempts. Jones picks off Curiel to end the inning. And it ends up being 1, 2, 3 in the 7th. All right, get up and stretch, everybody. We'll take one more look at this. 7th inning stretch time on a miserable Saturday afternoon at Mitchell Park.
First move.
3-1 Tigers. Now, as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, cold, it's windy. Zach Cowan on the mound doesn't care a bit. He's not wearing long sleeves or anything.
No sleeves, nothing. He's like a lineman out there.
Dayton Taki leading off for OU. And the first pitch is fouled away. 3-1 Tigers. Well, LSU closing in on their 3rd sweep in 4 SEC weekends. Oklahoma trying to battle back and get a valuable win over one of the best teams in America here on Saturday. Strike 2 call. Taki has walked and grounded into a double play. 0 for 1. Sends a fly ball into center. Stanfield out there looking up into the mist, wearing the hood. 1 out. New 3rd baseman on for LSU. Michael Braswell is in, replacing Tanner Reeves. And the Sooner 3rd baseman, Dawson Willis, now will bat. Cowan has retired all 4 Sooners he's faced since coming on in the 6th inning. Well, he bunts through it, and it caught Hernandez.
Hernandez there. If it hit him in the hand or thigh or.
Let's see if we can.
Yeah, right off his right thigh.
Ouch. He shakes his head. I'm okay. No balls and a strike to Willis. He has struck out twice today, both against Chase Shores. That looked like a pretty good pitch there. Didn't get the call. 1-1. Swing and a miss. He's wearing,
I think they're
prescription glasses that are faded a bit. They're tinted a bit. And another strikeout for Willis. 2nd for Cowan. 5 straight sat down, and now Desan Harris. It's a 1 for 10 series for Willis. And the LSU pitchers continue to baffle the Sooner hitters. Harris, a walk and a strikeout. First pitch swinging, popped up. Shallow center. 4 Tigers converge, and Milam makes the basket catch to end the inning. Second straight 1-2-3 inning for Zach Cowan. 3-1 Tigers to the 8th. Bayside, and that's Carly Murray sitting next to him. She's out in it as well. Thank you, guys. As I told you in the pre-show meeting, everybody gets paid double today. I have not gotten that approved, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Daniel Dickinson leading off the 8th for LSU. 3-1 Tigers in front. Dickinson was at the plate when Curiel was caught stealing to end the 7th. Takes a breaking ball right on the inside corner. 1-1. Dickinson, Pearson, Milam. 3-4-5. Jay Johnson's LSU lineup due up here. Again, just a 2-run lead. They'd love a little insurance, a little padding here. Fly ball into center. It's not going to go anywhere today. Jason Walk back there, backpedaling. Out number 1.
Yeah, definitely not. Fly balls or outs, especially to left field and center field. I've seen a couple balls carry to right field. That's about it.
Gavin Jones doing a good job on the mound. Let's go down to Carly Murray for more.
Well, Toby, last year, Gavin Jones was actually playing under Tyler Johnson, Skip Johnson's son at McLennan Junior College down in Texas. And he says they're both very similar in the sense that they're very family-oriented. Gavin had mentioned earlier before the season started that he got into a wreck. Skip helped him out and told him everything he needed to do and go to the body shop. But they're very different in the fact that Skip has a lot more sayings. If you know Skip Johnson, that's not very shocking at all.
Skip's got more sayings than anybody on the planet.
Yeah.
And Skip actually tried to, or he didn't try, he helped Gavin pull the fender out so that he could drive the car to the body shop after the fender bender. He was out there yanking it off the wheel for him so that he could try to go get it fixed. Tyler Johnson doing a great job, by the way, down there at McLennan. He's a big-time coach in the making as well, but we all have a ways to go to catch up with Skip Johnson in the
saying
catchy
department.
sayings category. Yeah, popped it up, foul, out of play. Pearson 0 for 3. There's the skipper. Probably not very happy right now, but what a tremendous job he has done now in his 8th year at Oklahoma. And they are having a good year. It's been a rough weekend so far, but they are having a very good season. Mm. 2-2. That's a 94-mile-an-hour fastball for Gavin Jones. Looks like Dylan Crooks is up in the Sooner bullpen. They would love to get him up in a save opportunity, but not going to get to use him at all if he doesn't get in the game here soon. Ground ball to second. Willits, the shortstop, over there on the shift, throws him out for out number 2. And Stephen Milam now. Milam, a single, a walk, a strikeout. First pitch fouled out of play. The Sooner pitching staff has held the Tigers to fewer runs than any other SEC team has done so far this season, but they have only scored 3 themselves, and that's not going to win you very many baseball games. Still time to make up for that. Christensen can't get there. Milam's thinking 3. And he is there with a triple, and he slid past the bag, and he's tagged out. Oh, the wet turf got him. Stephen Milam went flying right over the third base bag. And that ends the inning. Let's take another look. Christensen couldn't get there, and Milam had it, and then whoop.
Yeah, you got to slide straight into the bag there.
Side retired. Bottom 8. 3-1 LSU. It's a slip and slide. Bulldogs in front 4-2 also in the 7th inning. We're in the 8th inning here in Norman. Tigers up 3-1. They are 6 outs away from a sweep. And Jason Walk leads off, facing Zach Cowan, who has retired all 6 Sooners he has faced since coming in out of the Tiger bullpen.
Yeah, he's been really sharp.
A ball and a strike. Walk 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt today. 1 for 9 on the weekend.
If the Sooners are going to get going, I think it has to be here with the top of the lineup.
Fly ball into left. Curiel was playing him shallow, but he got back there in time. One out. Missouri and Arkansas just underway, by the way, in their first game of the weekend. They did not get one in last night, so they're playing 1 today, 2 tomorrow over in Fayetteville.
Yeah, there was some weather over there last night. My parents live in Springdale, right next to Fayetteville.
Everybody okay?
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Gamble 0 for 2 with a walk. Been on 4 times in the last 2 days. Trying to get aboard. Get the tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the 8th inning. But he's down, no balls, 2 strikes. Straight up. That'll get out of play. Gamble had to go first to home last night on a Jackson Willits double. And I think all the Sooner fans here were holding their breath the whole time, but he made it. And no worse for the wear. Nursing that tender hamstring the last 3 weeks. They're a better offense when he's in the lineup, no doubt about it. But he strikes out here. That's 3 of them for Cowan. And there's 2 outs in the Sooner 8th inning. Change up, Rich?
Yeah, just see it floating away there. That was a changeup. Starts middle, breaks down and away from Gamble towards the right-handed batter's box. That's a good pitch.
Cowan, 8 up, 8 down. Carmichael now. Fouls back a first pitch breaking ball. Easton 0 for 3. Sooners had 5 hits Thursday, 5 hits Friday, just 3 hits so far today. And they have all been singles today. Foul ball out of play. Only 2 extra base hits in the series. Sam Christensen doubled Thursday night. Jackson Willits had an RBI double Friday. No homers. Foul tip to stay alive. The Sooners had some chances in the 2nd and 3rd. They did score 1 in the 2nd, but they had some chances for some crooked numbers, but really since the 4th, not much of anything cooking against Shores or Cowan. There's a base hit. Curiel, a sliding stop to hold Carmichael to a single. But that'll get the tying run to the plate.
Yeah, good piece of hit by Carmichael.
Curiel played the turf well there. The slip and slide.
Yeah. He's a good player. Young.
That's the third hit of the weekend for Carmichael. Fourth today for Oklahoma. And the Sooners' biggest home run threat steps in. He could tie it up if he could get into one here. Jackson Willits. Strike one. A walk, a single, and a pop out today for Willits. He has scored their lone run back in the second. A ball and a strike. Three-one Tigers. We're in the eighth. Two balls and a strike. Carmichael with good speed at first, but they're not going to take the bat out of the hands of Willits here, one would think. Three and one.
Well, now you're looking for something middle in, something you can get the head out, have a chance to drive something.
Cowan versus Willits. Here's the pitch. And he walked him. 2 on with 2 out. First walk by Cowan. And now Sam Christensen represents the go-ahead run.
Good at bat by Willits there, not chasing, staying in the zone, get it to the next guy.
Nate Yeske on a jog to the mound. And Reggie Willits will take this opportunity to chat with Sam Christensen, the hitter. So after Cowan retired 8 in a row, he gave up the 2-out single to Carmichael, then issued the walk to Willits. And an opportunity here for Oklahoma in the bottom of the 8th inning. Christensen 1 for 3 today. He does have 3 hits in the series, and he does have home run power. He's hit 4 of them on the year. He likes first pitch fastballs. Has a patient eye up there, though. He'll make you throw it in there.
Yeah, he's got a great eye.
League leader in walks with 34 of them. But they would love a base hit, or even better, an extra base hit here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Three to the right side on the infield for the Tigers. Carmichael at second, Willits at first. First pitch swinging, chopper. Jones fields and flips,
nice
and
play.
that'll do it. Sooners strand a pair, and we are headed to the 9th. Game 3 and Saturday, 3-1 LSU. The Cowboys, Columbia, Missouri, to face their old Big 12 foes up there in a couple of weekends, and then they will host ORU. As for LSU, at Nichols midweek, at Auburn on the weekend. Big showdown with Bedlam coming up in a couple, or with Alabama, I should say, coming up in a couple of weeks. That'll be in Baton Rouge. Still Gavin Jones. Jake Brown leading off the 9th for LSU. Tries a bunt, missed it, strike one. Thought we might see Dylan Crooks here, but not yet anyway. Maybe for the right-hander on deck, or maybe he'll ride this thing out with Gavin Jones if he keeps being good. Outside, 1-1. Brown 0 for 3 today. Last chance for a little padding to that LSU lead. Sooners will have Branch, Taki, and Willis due up in the bottom of the ninth. That wind is blowing hard as it has all day right now. And it's Brown to the second. One out. It was a ground ball a lot like that one back in the second that got through the legs of Kyle Branch, and that's the difference in this game right now. And sure enough, here comes Skip Johnson. He's going to give his closer a little work here on Saturday. Nice job, though, Rich, by Gavin Jones.
No, very good. You know, had a couple strikeouts and threw the ball very well. Only had one walk. You know, did what he normally does. He doesn't walk many guys, and he strikes guys out. So, you know, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit. I thought he was really good.
Then we'll take a break. The nation's saves leader on when we come back. Dylan Crooks out of the Sooner bullpen here in the top of the 9th inning with 1 out. 9 saves. Doesn't just lead the team, it leads the SEC and it leads the United States of America so far this year. This guy, 2-0, 9 saves. He has been lights out in 2025 for OU.
Yeah, Dylan Crooks, I mean, look at the numbers there. 17 Ks, 7 walks, 13 appearances, you know, 1.42 ERA. He's just been dominant on the mound. You know, obviously not a save situation here, but, you know, if OU can find a way to tie it up, he may be in line for a win.
There hasn't been a weekend yet where they haven't had an opportunity to use him in a big spot. And you don't want this one to get by without getting him a little work to keep him sharp. So obviously want to keep it a 2-run game here too and hope your bats can come alive in the bottom of the 9th. Luis Hernandez takes strike 1. 2 hits today, 6 hits in the series for Hernandez. 3 doubles. Luis doesn't look like that heart rate ever gets too high.
Yeah,
he looks pretty relaxed.
Pretty easy going.
Down, no balls and 2 strikes against Crooks with that closed stance on the mound. Missed away. We've talked about this before, Rich, over on the radio, but that's a mid-90s fastball, 93 to 95 sometimes, but it's the deception there that I think makes Crooks tough.
Yeah, and he throws across his body, and it makes it difficult to pick up. You don't see it till late.
Jason Walk trying to play the wind out there in right center. 2 outs. And Michael Braswell will get his first at-bat of the day. Came in to play third base, a defensive substitution a couple of innings ago. He is 1 for 1 with a walk in the series. Takes strike 1. Breaking ball. Two. Just 3 runs on 6 hits today. Only 1 earned run for the visitors, but it's held up so far. They lead 3-1 here in the top of the 9th. The 1-2 from Crooks to Braswell. Downstairs. Popped him up. Branch at second. And that'll do it in the 9th. Oklahoma looking for some Sooner magic on Saturday. They trail it by 2. And we are to the bottom of the 9th. The Sooners will send up a pinch hitter here for Kyle Branch. Braden Horton will bat to start the bottom of the 9th. Still facing Zach Cowan on the mound. Strike 1 at the knees. Taki on deck. Willis after him, both with home run power on normal days. It'll be hard for a righty to get one out of here today unless you shoot one just down the right field line. 0-2. Horton. A 154 hitter. He's 2 for 13 on the year with a couple of runs batted in. But he's in a hole here against a very good pitcher, Zach Cowan. The 0-2. Just up. Transfer from Liberty. Horton versus Wofford transfer, Zach Cowan. Battling each other in the SEC now. 2-2. LSU basically shifting every OU left-handed hitter. And they're doing it again here to Horton. 3 to the right side. Sooners need a base runner to get the tying run to the plate in the bottom of the 9th. Horton trying to be that base runner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He nubs it against the shift the other way, and Braswell drops it.
I don't know if they might give that a hit.
Yeah, I think they will. I don't think he would have gotten him anyway.
Yeah, that's a tough play where he was, from where he was positioned. He just nubs it, cues it off the end of the bat. You see Braswell way over there at shortstop.
Well, they have initially given it an E5. Taki now. Oh for 2 with a walk today. Takes a ball outside. 1 for 8 on the weekend. (3-1) LSU, bottom 9. And he takes a strike. Taki has questions for Jason Vinson. Jason Vinson's been fielding questions all day from both dugouts.
Yeah, both sides.
Strike 2 called.
Taki just needs to find a way with 2 strikes. Just get it to the next guy.
Just missed.
Yeah, good pitch by Cowan.
And the LSU dugout now takes their turn to not be happy. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Leadoff man aboard in the Sooner 9th. Struck him out swinging. And there's one gone. And Dawson Willis now will be pulled back. There's another look at the strikeout.
Change up again, just diving down and away from the left-hander.
It'll be Christian Hoffman that will pinch hit for Willis. A left-handed bat. Willis had struck out 3 times today. Hoffman 1 for 5 on the year. That one hit was a double. Had a pinch hit appearance in the 9th last night as well. And struck out. Takes this one low. A double play ball here would end it for the Tigers. New Mexico Junior College product Christian Hoffman looking for his biggest hit in a Sooner uniform. That changeup 1-1.
Yeah, that's a really good pitch. I mean, left-handers need to be thinking, shoot that hole and beat the shift. That changeup's just diving away.
Swing and a miss. Oklahoma has been a come from behind team this year. They have done it 13 times. This would be the most dramatic if they could do it today, but their backs are against the wall here in the bottom of the 9th. 1 out, 1 on, and the 1-2 to Hoffman. Got a piece. Slow roller to second. The only play will be to first. And the Sooners are down to their last chance. It'll be Dasan Harris. Harris almost hit one out of here back in the 2nd inning today. He hooked one with home run distance down the right field line, but just hooked it in front of the foul pole. If he can straighten one out here, we got a new ball game. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. LSU trying to win 3 baseball games with 5 pitchers this weekend. You ever seen that, Rich?
No, definitely not. We were talking about that during the break. I mean, 1 on Thursday, 2 last night, and so far 2 today.
And it's 0-2. Oh. Kate Anderson, CG Thursday. Ianson and Evans Friday. Shores and Cowan today. That's it. And they're 1 strike away now. Horton at second base. Dasan Harris the tying run in the batter's box. The 0-2. And that's a base hit into right. Horton will score. And we're still playing baseball at Norman. It's 3-2. RBI single for Dasan Harris.
Yeah, good piece of hitting. 2 strikes. He stayed back. That changeup stayed up. It didn't fall off like some of the other ones he's been throwing. Harris able to stay back on it and serve it into right field.
7th run batted into the year for Harris, and now Jason Walk could walk it off if he got into one. Walk has 5 home runs on the year. Harris blazing speed at first base. An extra base hit could tie it. Ball 1. Walk 0 for 3 today, 1 for 10 in the series. He homered against Texas Tech Tuesday night and against Alabama on Sunday. And he takes ball 2. And the Sooners' leading hitter, Trey Gamble, is on deck. They would love to get him to the plate here in the 9th. Two outs. The pitch. Ball 3.
And Talent hasn't missed that bad today.
Another one-run game for Oklahoma. And he walked him. And the tying run is now in scoring position. The winning run at first base. And the batter is Trey Gamble. And does Jay Johnson stick with Zach Cowan here, or does he go find a lefty? The infield's going to come Chet. Now there was an error to start this inning that put Braden Horton on, but then a strikeout and a ground out, and it looked like it was going to end with a whimper. Deshaun Harris came up with a 2-out RBI single, 4-pitch walk of Jason Walk. And now Trey Gamble. He will face Zach Cowan. Speed at first and second for OU. And the first pitch is a changeup that he waves at. Strike one. Trying to ambush one there.
Yeah, got the off speed.
Strike two called. Comes back with the fastball. And Cowan out in front. Three-two LSU, bottom nine. 2 on, 2 out. Here's the 0-2. Oh, how did he not offer it that? Tantalizing pitch just off the plate by Cowan. Somehow, Gamble held his water. A ball and 2 strikes. Left side of the infield open against the shift. If he goes the other way. And again, a pitch that has been called a strike more than once today. Not this time. Jason Vincent hearing it from the purple. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Deuce is wild. Cowan versus Gamble. Line drive center field, and Stanfield is there. And the Tigers sweep the Sooners. Oklahoma mounts some bottom of the 9th inning drama. But LSU holds them off. Final score on Saturday, 3-2 LSU. Tigers pick up their 3rd SEC sweep and win number 30 of the season. Now, Oklahoma gave themselves a chance there in the bottom of the 9th, Rich, and